Jessica, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you for being with me this morning. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
So, really, you're like a creative through and through. Looking at your profiles and stuff, you're artist, I was a drawer. You're an artist,
Yeah.
sketches, dancing, music,
Yeah.
all sorts. Where does that creativity come from? And have you always been a creative? Like, Where's the origins of that?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I think I've been singing for as long as I remember, to be honest, because like in primary school, we'd have like school productions
Mm.
and in secondary school as well. And like I'd always be like auditioning for them and try and be part of it. And my mum sings and my dad sings as well and plays the piano. So
Oh,
I think I
wow.
kind of get it from them. My mum draws as well. So I think that's where I don't know who dances, but somewhere it came from somewhere. But yeah, I think it's from my parents. And obviously, I just love to do it from a young age as well.
So it's in the genes, basically.
Yeah,
And
literally.
do you remember the first kind of moments where you realized that there was a creative kind of in the creative side of you in
Yeah, yeah,
there?
yeah. So I remember I think it was primary school when we had our art lesson. I just loved drawing faces. There's something about it. And funny enough, my teacher was like, I can't really draw faces. Basically, that's what she said to me. Because I just had a passion for it. I just like took the time to learn it. And that's as I've been practicing and doing it more, that side of me came out. And like with dance as well. I remember watching, I think it was Britain's Got Talent, like 2010 or something like that. And I saw diversity dancing. And it's when they did is it either the semi final or the final? I was watching their dance and it's just something inside of me was like ignited. So from then, I just told my mom, she took me like to this dance, like not summer school, but like summer classes and stuff. And I think from then, like, because these are all creative things, I think it just inspired more creativity out of me. So I guess as I was presented with opportunities to sing and stuff, that's how everything just kind of got deeper and deeper for me, I guess.
Wow. So you had it from young and it's just
Yeah,
grown and
literally.
blossomed.
Yeah, literally.
So, look at your journey, especially your musical journey. You started
Yeah.
singing from a really young age.
Yeah, yeah.
You did covers and you've done leading worship and you're writing songs of like, what was the vision? Has it always been to be a artist? Was you just,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, what was the vision?
Yeah, so I remember me and my sister, we used to like we'd get like a toilet roll tube or a kitchen roll tube and be singing, pretending like we're on stage and stuff. So I just remember from a young age thinking like, oh, I really want to be an artist. I hadn't really written songs before. Like I liked poetry. I think that's where it started. And I don't know, I kind of just had this dream of like performing because obviously I like dancing. So I don't know, I just thought I would be like a normal singer. I didn't really think gospel because obviously I grew up in a Christian home, but I just didn't think, oh, I'm going to be a gospel artist or sing about God kind of thing. And then I think it was just later on when I actually like fell in love with God and I guess understood more about my calling. Obviously, I don't know the full picture, but when I
Yeah.
started to see more about my calling and where God has placed me and the things He's put in my hands, that's when I then realized, okay, cool, this is not just a singing thing. This is every song I make. Obviously, I don't really know what genre I fit into. I guess people have their own idea of where my songs fit into, but I just knew that whatever kind of song I write, that the message behind it is always going to be to inspire and to edify and to show people that Jesus is alive and He is the hope of the world, basically.
It's a good point. Do you find the struggle of being a Christian and also a musician puts you into a really weird kind of zone because
Yeah.
in any other music you can be like a country singer
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it can be any kind the style of music dictates the genre versus being you just because you're Christian, your faith is Christian, it's like, well, you're a gospel artist and everything's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gospel. So
Yeah,
have you
so
struggled with that?
yeah, so I guess when I started, or before I started, and I knew, okay, this is the year I'm gonna put out my first song, I was a bit like, okay, because I've heard people say, am I a Christian artist or am I an artist who's a Christian? And I guess like I don't know. To be honest, I'm still battling with it to this day. I'm not battling. It's not that deep, but
No, I
I'm
get you.
still like wondering to this day. But I guess, like I said before, like for me, all the songs I write are gonna always have a message of hope behind it, whether I'm explicitly mentioning God's name, like or not. I think yeah, I've got more of an insight into what God wants me to do in my music. So it's like I'm still kind of struggling with where to put myself, but I'm kind of at peace knowing that God has given me a specific gift with songwriting and a certain gift to like break down messages and to like story tell. So whether that is I write a secular sounding song, I don't know. It's still gonna be, you're gonna know, if you know Jesus, you're gonna know I'm talking about God. But it's just for those type of people, like to appeal to them, for them to see, like to draw them in basically and see that, okay, this is deeper than those words I've written, basically.
To pick up what you just said, it's interesting to even hear the word like a secular sounding song because
Yeah.
the style of the music it's like it could literally be any type of music, but your
Yeah.
words will dictate the message,
yeah.
isn't it? But it's like
Literally.
when I listened to your song for the first time, it was like it's not a gospel song by style.
Yeah, yeah.
The message is there, but it's not like it's choir, organ,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of stuff. It's really interesting. I mean, it's obvious that through your music, God is in the center of it, so that's not to question.
Yeah.
So in terms of like your ministry, your music, the way you talk, everything that you do, like who is Jesus to you? Then, like how what is the foundation of this big thing you got with Jesus being the center of your music, and why is it so important for you to share that?
Yeah, I guess to me, Jesus is like three main things. He is love, first of all. He is hope. Because I've been in just quite a dark place, and obviously people on my social media have like seen that I've just been open about, like, I used to struggle with like suicidal thoughts and depression. So Jesus, for me, his love and his hope literally comforted me when I was so low and in such a dark place, that I just want everyone else to hear that throughout my ministry. I want that to be like overflowing from me, so that other people can see that he's love and hope. And the final thing is he's my father. So I don't really have the best relationship with my dad, but just understanding and God revealing himself to me as my father, I don't know, it's just so comforting to me. And as a girl who, I guess, didn't really have that first love with my dad, like seeing God as my father, and not even just seeing, but knowing that that is who he is to me, it's just been such a overwhelming feeling of like comfort and love and hope. I guess it all interlinks with those three names of God.
And you mentioned that you shared about like your kind of journey on social, so people who are following you will know some of the parts of your journey. Why do you feel like it was important that you shared that? Because it's something you could have kept to yourself, and it's like
no, literally,
no one would ever know in it. So what was why?
Yeah, so obviously for a long time, like not many people knew. Maybe people in uni that I've spoken to, or maybe my family and like church friends. But like, I decided to speak about it because, number one, for me, I guess if I'm speaking about it, it releases that like, I guess, burden from me, knowing that that's a past thing and it's not something that I'm going to continue to struggle with. But also I want people to see that maybe in that position where they have struggled with suicidal thoughts or they have struggled with depression, I don't want them to feel alone, because I feel like some of these topics, like, we talk about it in like Christian spaces, but we need to talk about it more so that people that are feel like literally in that position right now can see that there is hope. And not just because there's hope because there's a God, but there's hope because there's people, like real people who are Christians that have walked through those same things, but have also come out of it. So I guess when I was in that position, it would have helped, or it's nice to know that people have been in my position, have come out of it. Obviously everyone has their own, I guess, experience with those kind of things, but like overall, we do like go through mental health issues. We do like get in those dark places, but I just want people to know that there's literally light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
I had a guest on a few weeks ago talking about mental health in the church.
Okay, yeah.
And one of the things that was really important we kind of had to say was that for a long time the church kind of stigmatized mental health as like just pray about it and you know, you'll be fine, or you know, like how has it been received on your side? How have you kind of felt since you've shared your struggles and your journey?
So I guess I'm just blessed. Like my mum, like I'm just so close to my mum, and obviously she's Nigerian, but I think sometimes it's a cultural thing of like people thinking, just pray. But it's true, pray about it because God will help you. But at the same time, it's like, I always explain it like this, like if you're going to a gym because you want to work on your physical health, like you get a PT like to help you with that journey, but it's no different to your mental health. Like if you're struggling with your mental health, you need a literal professional to help you with that. Like God created or had created people that are psychologists and psychiatrists. He created them for a purpose, like so we need to use them. And I'm not saying don't pray, like pray, but I think it's like a faith and works thing. You need to have your faith, so pray, but the works is going to a professional like who's going to help you through that literally and walk you through getting out of that.
Amazing. So just to finish this point, what would you say to somebody who's listening now? So I'm guaranteeing right now somebody hearing this who's probably had some thoughts or had some kind of even just momentarily considered things that they don't want to do. What would your message be to that person?
I would say feel what you're going through. Like, don't just ignore the fact that you're in a dark space. Like, acknowledge it, and then find someone that you trust and can speak to, whether that is a family member or a friend or someone in your church. It could be someone you've seen online that you know has gone through the same thing. Like, speak to someone, and obviously make sure it's someone you trust, because obviously I've been in situations where I feel like I've maybe overshared or told someone that hasn't really done anything with that information, you want to make sure that they're going to literally take care of that information and help you through it. And I just want to say to them that you're not alone. God's got you, and that you are loved as well.
Amazing. Thank you for that. Yes. So now we're going to talk about your music, because this is like the song. I listened to it and I was like, it's the kind of song you can play in your car and you're just jamming. I love that. I think it's amazing. I love it. Now, what's interesting is it's called Caricature, and Caricature is like the exaggerated pictures. We know the cartoons people get drawn of themselves. In my case, my nose will be massive, my lips will be massive, my head will be extra big because I'm bald, that kind of thing. So it's like, why are you laughing?
No, sorry. Love it.
No, but like, everything's exaggerated. It's like, it reminds me of Psalms, where it talks about like, search me, O God, and it's almost like, show me the things of myself that aren't great. And I think that's amazing. So, like, what was the moment in your life where you decided that was a prayer to God for you? Like, when did you decide to say to God, show me the things in me that aren't of you, that aren't right?
So when I was younger, like, because people could see that I have like all these creative gifts that God has given me, and like, I don't know, I guess I was in my primary school, I was like head girl, so people thought I was just really smart. So people like from a young age always used to put me on a pedestal, like, oh, Jessica's so great, oh, I'm perfect, whatever. But I don't know, obviously me being me, I know that I'm not perfect. Obviously from the outside, people see that. So I guess I've grown in that and just, I guess, pushed aside everyone's opinions and I guess that pressure people have put on me. And I've just been like, open, I guess, like, I'm not perfect. Like, nobody is. I mean, Jesus is, like, no human is perfect. And I guess from that point, I think, I don't even know when that was, maybe like uni times, I want to say. From that and just like getting more of an understanding of who I am in Christ, I think that has freed me like from all that pressure and feeling like I have to be perfect. And from that moment, I was like, God, okay, I know I'm not perfect, but now can you like help me work on those bits of me that aren't perfect? Because at the end of the day, I want to be more like him, and I want him to use me to the greatest capacity, like that I was made to be used in.
So I think that's amazing. I think one of the things that's difficult, though, as humans, never mind Christians, is to actually take on board the criticisms about ourselves. So to look in the mirror, see the flaws and the faults and the exaggerated things, and be like, "Oh my God, Lord, I need help. I need you to work on me." What's something you say to somebody who sort of is in the moment with a feeling like, I know something isn't right, but I'm afraid to even look in the mirror and see those flaws? What would you say to that person?
I mean, I would say literally just look in the mirror. Like, I'm not even just metaphorically, I'd say like look in the mirror. Like, I used to be so insecure, and I think me having those insecurities and always picking out things about me, I guess that just naturally made me like be like, hey, I'm not perfect. Obviously I need to find the balance, because I need to stop saying I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. But to that person who's like struggling to see that, literally just be honest with yourself, even in your room. Like, your safe space is your room. So like literally with yourself and God, literally just be like, okay, what is it in me? You might even already know, because sometimes those things, but you just don't even want to admit it. With God, you have that like honesty, and like you can be vulnerable with him, and God will literally highlight those things, whether it's someone that he's going to send to like not confront you, but I'm going to use the word confront you about those things, or you'll be in a situation where you're impatient, or you'll be in a situation where your anger that you didn't even know that you struggled with will come out. And it's okay to like acknowledge those things, because God will do a work in you, literally, like the song says, literally.
Love it. All right. So we saw you sing with UK gospel artist Uchenna, and you featured on her song Without You. And it's great to see UK gospel artists working together. That's phenomenal. I want to ask you about like the industry. So how easy has it been for you to build relationships in the gospel industry? And like, tell me about that first.
I think it's been okay. Obviously, like, I guess in terms of like making friends in the industry, like, I guess I just had to get over the fear. I'm still getting over the fear of like obviously going to Christian events. Like, I'm ambivert. I'm an ambivert. So like these kind of events, like concerts, you wouldn't really see me there, but I feel like as I've grown, like I said in my identity, like I've been like, okay, I'm growing in confidence. Let me actually go into these spaces where other Christian artists are. Because I can't just be sitting in my room and be like, oh, I have any friends. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, like, even just using social media as well, like, as a starting point to be, like, I guess, connecting with people. Like, I guess, and just trying to do it organically. And obviously sometimes, I mean, it's not really happening in my case, but sometimes you might, message someone, you might just not connect. You might not be close, but you know, I feel like in this UK gospel industry, you're gonna have, you know, just connections, whether it's really close or not that close. Like, but I feel like what I really like about the UK industry as well is like people are actually really supportive. Like one of my friends, Shireen, she released an album in full bloom. Like she's literally like, I can call her a friend. Like we literally started talking through Instagram, got her number. That's how we, you know, started connecting. So yeah.
So in that industry now, I mean, what would you like to see more of? What would elevate this industry now to the next level, do you think?
I think just continued support for like I guess all of our artists, our UK artists, because even I was at the Travis Green concert like Thursday, and he said something. I was like, yeah, I agree with that, because he was like, we should support our own, because he was like making jokes like he wants to take some of our singers because they're wavy, like they're good, and I agree, but I just feel like we shouldn't wait for someone that's external like that to say, you know, I want you, you're really great, and see them support them for us to start supporting them. So I feel like we just need to, I mean, there is support, we need to continue and I guess extend that and increase our support for our own UK artists. Yeah,
I hear that. It's interesting because you do see that a lot when someone from outside says something, it's like, oh my God, yes.
So wow,
but like the person's been there every week, like doing their thing, you know
honestly,
them, and then
you do even acknowledge them.
Yeah, it's like they get validation from the outside thing. All right, so looking at the UK gospel industry now and the people in it, who would you love to collaborate with? And actually, can we even expect anything? Is anything coming up with anyone else at the moment?
So yeah, I would love to. Obviously, like when I said I was like wanted to start writing music and be a singer when I was younger, I went to this Christian camp called New Day, and that's where I saw Governor B perform for the first time. I didn't think I even knew who he was, but that was the first time I saw him, and he brought up Jay Vessel as well. So when I saw those two on stage, I was like, wow, obviously this young me, I was just overwhelmed. I was like crazy. So definitely Governor B and Jay Vessel. So I am working on a song with somebody. I'm not going to say who yet.
You're not going to give me a scoop?
Sorry. Because we're still trying to like pin things down, but he's wavy. I'll call him a rapper. Yeah, he's a rapper. He's wavy. Yeah, he's really good. But I'm hoping that will come out hopefully this year, maybe start of next year. But yeah.
I mean, I was hoping you're going to give me a little scoop there and bring me in, but you've
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's because it's not pinned down, so I just want to, you know.
This is why the church can't grow, Jessica. That's why we can't work together.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. It's all good. What about a dream collaboration? So any artist, not just UK, anyone in the world.
So, I mean, everyone who knows me knows this. Tori Kelly, like, she's one of the people that first inspired me to, like, write songs. It doesn't even have to sound gospel, but when you're a Christian yourself and you love God, it's going to overflow into your art anyway. Yeah. So her, I'd say, Jonathan Moreno's as well. Like, I just think he's just great as well.
Just saying that, do you see yourself actually becoming like a sort of Tori Kelly type character in the industry in terms of not necessarily being defined as gospel artist, but more so like an artist? Because you are such a creative person. Do you feel like that box being taken off you would make you... I don't know, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I would say, I see myself as a Tori Kelly type person. Obviously, I need to be careful not to compare myself to her and try and be like her, because I am myself. But I would describe myself like her, and I think that's why she's such a big inspiration to me, because that's where me hearing her song is where I first had that thought of, okay, whatever I write, I'm going to just be me, but I'm going to write regardless of how it sounds. So, I would say that I'm kind of a her in this gospel industry,
Yeah, no comparison needed. She can't do what you do. You don't want to do
it's true. It's true.
Literally, yeah. So people listening who may not have like seen you online or anything, like tell them like where can they find you, where can they hear your music, where can they find you on Insta, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
so I'm literally Jessica Akin everywhere. So Jessica Akin on Instagram, on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Twitter, TikTok. Literally Jessica Akin. There might be an underscore there on some platforms as well, but yeah, Jessica Akin everywhere.
Awesome, Jessica, it's been awesome and amazing.
Thank you so much for having me
today. I'm looking forward to hearing this collaboration that you can't tell me nothing about.
Sorry.
I thought we were friends and you just like snaked me there, but it's all right. Sorry. Don't worry, it's cool.
Yeah.
But thanks for taking time today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much.